Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to make your tabular cube development easy. Right? So there are certain tools and certain way that if you follow, it will make your life easy and it will be more productive sessions that we'll have during the development of your cube. So in my scenario, I'm using certain tools to make my development very fast and then complete my tasks very fast. Now, let's go into the details of those tools and how to use them and which are the free and which are the purchased one. Okay, so presently I'm using, so basically in the initial stage, I used SSMS, which is nothing but SQL Server Management Studio. That is my uh, development tool where here I write the, my DAX queries and then browse my tabular cube. So that we will follow it. For the development purpose, I use the Visual Studio. So hope everyone knows it, the Visual Studio, that 2022 I'm using it. You can see here, so this is the where we use this environment to develop the things, right? And then once we tested, once we develop the code and everything, then we go ahead and, change our properties and then deploy to the wherever we require, whether it can be development box or test box or production box, wherever you require, you can deploy it. Right, so that's how we do it. But so using these two tools, I feel like it's a time-consuming process, right? That's where I found some additional useful tools in the Google. I hope most of you guys might be aware of it, but using those tools are very good, and which will increase your productivity. So the one is the DAX Studio. DAX Studio. So instead of using SSMS, I started using the DAX Studio. So DAX Studio is one of the tool where you can write the DAX queries and check your performance of the query and your DAX query execution plan. Right. So another tool is Tabular Editor. Yeah, Tabular Editor. So again, Tabular Editor until version 2, uh, it's a free. You don't need to buy, you need to pay for any license. But version 3, where you need to pay monthly subscription, I think monthly around it's cost you around $99, version 3. But the main difference is version 2 is actually it's kind of plain and simple way of you connect to the tabular cube and you modify it. But version 3 will provide the more intelligence, right? So where it will give the recommendation the minute you start writing the DAX code, then it will start giving the recommendation. But there are some additional support related to the Power BI. But in my scenario, I'm completely using the free versions. So I'm using the DAX Studio free version and Tabular Editor version 2 is the free, right? So now we'll first go to the step by step. First, we'll go to the Tabular Editor, how you can make things easy, right? This is my tabular editor, right? So I'll show you how to connect your tabular cube using the tabular editor. Basically, tabular editor is a purely completely, it will, whatever the actions or whatever the development activities that we do in Visual Studio, right? The same things we apply in the tabular editor. Okay, so it's a more easiest way that you can make the changes and save it, right? So now let me show you how to connect the existed tabular cube. So you can go to the file, open, and click on from DB. Once you click it, you can give your server name. Once you give the server name, click OK, and then here you will see list of your tabular cubes. I choose AWDW, and then click OK. So it's connected. Whatever the model inside of the AWDW, it's connected. Now here you can see all the tables and relationships and roles, everything you can see here. So what are the roles that is created within this queue, and what are the tables being created, and what are the relationship between the facts and dimensions that you can see here. And also you can see the perspectives and the data sources. Okay, whichever the data source you need, connected to that particular tabular cube, it will be appearing, right? So now here, using this, you can create a new relationship in case if you want to, create any relationship between the two tables. So you can create the relationship, right? So we can mention the from column. What is your from column between your tables, and what is the to column that you can mention here. Okay, and then so once you created the name and everything, it will pick automatically based on that, and your relationship is getting created. And similarly, you can also add the import tables. In case if you want to import new table, then you can choose the existed connection, and or you can create a new data source connection and click next. And then here you can see a list of tables, and then you can choose your table and then click import. Once you do that, the table will get imported automatically to the here, and then you can make the relationship. And in case if you want to write any, if you want to see your existing measures and partitions, you can see, even you can create a new partitions using the Power Query and Legacy Query. Power Query, you know that, right? So where it will come with the M query. So using that M query, you can write your Power Query, and also you can use the Legacy Query, where it's a purely SQL statement that you can write. And also you can create a new measure, calculated column, hierarchy, or data column, or you can create anything. So you can create, and then you can, once you created everything in here, the new measure or new column, then simply to deploy those changes, I'll show you one example. So once you made the changes, and then you can click on the save button, so that the changes directly get saved into your system. Okay, but normally the same steps we do in the Visual Studio by writing the same things. We add the new measure under the tabular model. We go here, and then data source, and right click on data source. Then you click on import new table. Then we bring the table, and also we do the relationship. And then we also created the formulas for those particular measure group. If you want to write some measure, you can write here, and then we deploy. That's how we do it. But doing those actions using the Visual Studio, it's like a pretty tedious task. That's the reason. That's the way Tabular Cube is more handy. I'll quickly show you one measure, how we can integrate one measure and deploy and see. Okay. So before that, so let me create one measure. So here I want to create measure. Okay. Measure name, I'll say just a demo purpose, right? Tabular Editor demo. Okay, here I can just drag this measure, right, and then multiply it with 100. Okay, so once I do that, just do the syntax checks. I'm good with the syntax checks. In fact, if you know anything, if you want to write any customized formulas like var equals to test, and then you can write this formula and then return test. So you can write any DAX query that will return the value. Okay, I'm just giving the demo purpose. Once you've done that, you can do format using this short line. So it will does the format for you, whatever the expression that you write here. So if it is can be formatted, it will do the format, and also you can apply the in the bottom of the properties. You can apply the format. What is the format that you want to apply for this particular measure? I think here, format string. You can apply whether the value needs to be displayed in the decimal format, and if it's a decimal format, how many decimals you want to show. All those customization you can do. Also, you can write the, in case if you want to enable any drill down action, you can write the drill down action here, or you can choose the detailed row expression here and write the drill down actions. Whatever you want, you can write here. Okay, once you're done with all changes, you can see this newly created measure is showing in the question mark. It's telling that expression was changed, deployed to validate. So this is not validated yet. To do that, we just simply go ahead here and click on this button. Okay, so now so it's telling that relationship issue, I think. Okay, so save the model as a file to make sure you don't lose any work in case the database connection is. Okay, that's okay. Uh, it's telling that there is a relationship I created here, but this relationship is not active, so I will delete this relationship. Okay, now I'm good. Now save the change. I think it's throwing the error. What is the error it's throwing? Uh, Syntax test is incorrect, right? So okay, I think I've taken the variable. Usually we take the variable in this format. Let me take this. Right. So now I just simply saved it directly. So you can deploy by clicking this button. So now this formula got saved into my Visual Studio. Now I go here and just click refresh, right? And then go to here and browse. Okay. You can do browse, where you can see the measure under the internet sales, or see here. Yeah, you see. So whatever the measure that we created, it just available in my SSMS, right? So this is the way you can simply create the measures, partitions, or even calculation groups. Also, you can create whatever the actions that you can perform in the Visual Studio, you can do in the Tabular Editor. But since it's a free edition, the intelligence is not working here. But if you go with version 3, where it will provide a lot of additional features. So that's about Tabular Editor. Honestly, after instead of using the Visual Studio, because I keep on getting the unresponsiveness, or sometimes the Visual Studio is getting shut down automatically, lot of issues with Visual Studio. But after I start using the Tabular Editor, really my productivity is increased on day-to-day basis. Trust me, you can try, and you can let me know your feedback in the comment section. What is about this Tabular Editor, how you feel about it. Okay, so that's about Tabular Editor. In case if you want to download, you can directly go to the Google, just simply type the Tabular Editor, download Tabular Editor, you will get that you know link where you can download it. So that's about Tabular Editor. Now I'm moving to the next topic is DAX Studio. So this is the DAX Studio. Again, you can simply download this DAX Studio from the Google. It's pretty easy. You don't need to struggle. So DAX Studio, the main purpose I use to write the DAX queries, and then I can use to test it, how this DAX query is performing, and what is the performance of the DAX query, how it's hitting the storage engine, and how it's hitting the formula engine. So all those details, while I'm writing the DAX to query, I'll keep on testing with different using the different functionality and different functions. Then whichever is a good, giving the good performance, then I use the particular DAX query to deploy in my Tabular Cube. So that's how I use the DAX Studio. Let's see a couple of examples how you can play with the DAX Studio. So to use the DAX Studio, click on. So first you need to make the connection. So either you can directly connect to the existed Power BI. If at all any Power BI report is opened in your local, you can use that Power BI, or you can connect to the Tabular server directly. So in my scenario, I'm connecting to Tabular Cube. So I use the local host, click connect. Once I do that, then you will get the list of all your available cubes, Tabular cubes in your local. I choose AWDW, right? So this is my cube, and then here, so you can see list of your dimensions and your fact measures. Now, what I'll do, I'll write simple query. Okay, so let me write evaluate. So anything you need to write, start with that, you need to use the evaluate statement. Under that, so you can write any internet cell. Let me write internet cell. This is purely my plain simple query. Now I'll execute this query and run. When I click run, so it will start executing, and it start bringing the data. So you can see here the data got. You'll see the results, and even you can see history. What are the queries that you executed so far in this window? And you can let's say in next window, if I execute some other query, right? And then you can say this time I'll use the date. Oops. This time I'll use the date and run the query. I'll see date table got fetched, but again, you can see here which are the queries. It's like history of your query execution and how long it took and what other was number of rows executed. All those details you can see under the history, and results you can see here. Log, you can see here how long the duration of that query executed. One first query executed to fetch the 63k rows, then second query execution time. All those details you can see, and you can see that how fast the intelligence is working, where you can directly select the function whichever you want, and also it's the intelligence is giving the syntaxes what you need to write inside of the calculated function. And I mean, in case if you need additional guidance, it's routing to particular website where you can see that what is the syntax of that particular. Some examples you can get it from here. So that's how you use the DAX Studio. Now, so the additional good thing is you can also see how this query is getting executed in system by using the server timings. Now, if you select this server timings, okay, and then you can execute the query, and then you can see here how long the query took. Okay, and you can see what is the storage engine CPU utilization, what is the total execution time, and what is the storage engine percentage of the utilization, and the formula engine. So let me write some queries here so that we'll see some stats. So I'm going to use summarize. Okay, select. I think I used the. Oh man, I forgot what is that. Selected columns, right? Selected. Right. I'll simply write calculate or maybe use the filter. That is the best thing. Filter. I want to filter out my product table, right? So product table. This is my product table. And within the product table, I want to filter, apply some specific filter criteria. Here, product. Okay. This should be here. And then under the product, I have a columns. I will take the product color. Okay, so where is that column? Product size, product style. Okay, product line. Yeah, color, right? So product color equals to, I'll use red color product, so I want to fetch it. Now if I execute this, then it will fetch the only the products which are related to the red color. Now you can see here, it's really not hitting any storage engine or formula engine because of the cube size. Maybe if we go with the more complexity, you can see here whether your query is hitting the storage engine or the query is hitting the formula engine. So anything that is hitting if your the storage engine duration is more or percentage of relation is more, that means your query is in you can say like a bad state because it's need to fetch the data from storage engine, then pass the data to formula engine so that formula engine can run your formulas. Okay, so I mean to optimize your query performance, the DAX query performance, you can use these server timings, and under that you can keep monitoring the FE and SC duration and time. Then you can improvise your query performance. Similarly, you can do the some load performance. This is mainly for Power BI, and also you can select the query plan where it will tell you how your DAX query is executed. Let me re-execute this query. So you can see here the DAX query execution plan. Okay, how this query is executed. I mean, really, it's difficult to understand, but we can try. So how it's executing, right? So all these columns are fetched, and then this filter is applied. So that's what we see, but we don't get really helpful information from the query plan. At least I don't know how to analyze this query plan, but I use these stats most of the time to see my query performance, right? And then so that's how you can use it, and also you can link the Excel to export your data, or you can export this data to any of your file. So those things you can do by using the DAX code. Okay, so output target, specify where the query results are get sent. Okay, so this is the information, and then in the advanced tab you can see some of like SQL profiler. You can directly open the SQL profiler and run. And there is a one more good feature is run benchmark. So I love this feature. So where you can run your DAX query how many times you want in the cold cache and warm cache, and see for each iteration how long that query is really executing. I really like this feature, and on day-to-day basis I use this feature to see what is my benchmark of my query. That is the one thing. I just put it only the two iterations for the cold and two iterations for the warm. Let me see, waiting server time trace to start. Okay, so okay, I think yeah. So you can try from your end. Some reasons it's taking time, but you can try from your end. Usually it won't take much time. In case if you want to do only the warm cache testing, you can turn off the cold cache, and you can only do the benchmark of your query with a warm caching. Okay, so that's how this warm cache and cold cache works under the benchmark. And then again, I think you can click on this analyze in Excel. When you do that, directly there will be connection will be exported to Excel, and then you can do browse your entire cube in the Excel. Okay, so that's about this DAX Studio. I think I pretty covered about these tools, right? And then there is one more point I want to cover is always, even when you check your performance of the DAX query here, it's good. Sometimes the query won't work properly in the Excel. Okay, so the reason is Tabular Cube. Whenever you make the live connection with Tabular Cube from Excel, it's always create the MDX query instead of DAX query. That's the reason. Using the live connection Excel to the Tabular Cube always a little slow compared to the Power BI. Power BI, when you use the live connection in Power BI, where it writes the DAX query on top of the Tabular Cube, and that's the reason your results will be very fast. That is the one observation you need to remember. Anyway, so I'm going to prepare a separate video. What are my observations between the using the MOLAB cube versus Tabular Cube? Maybe in the next video I will cover up that. So that's all for now. In this video, I want to quickly talk about the tools that supports your day to day to make your development more productive, and then make it easy. So that's about this video.